Schools, a place where young people are forced by law to go to 5 days a week. But what is the real purpose of this? Why are kids forced to go to school? The argument that is made for forcing kids to go to school is that education helps to earn more money later in life, and that it helps you learn how to deal with others. As I see it personally, the most well-meaning version of forcing kids to go to school is to make the kids of the country more compatible with each other, more similar to each other. And with this, it's meant to establish a society of similar and compatible individuals, to pass on the same critical knowledge that humanity has attained till this point in time. Schools are about society over the individual. Society's needs are deemed more important than that of the individual. That's the logic I see behind taking somebody's freedom and forcing that individual to go to a place he might like or hate. So the kid will be stuck in the school environment he either feels good in or bad in. What does the school environment look like? There are many variables from school to school, but there are constants we can observe. Let's start with teachers. Teachers are like parent replacements who don't love their children. Parents are like the police who love their citizens. Parents make sure that things are fair and that nothing bad happens to their child. Teachers aren't exactly like that for many reasons. Teachers are often underpaid, overworked, and teach different classes, which means they teach many groups of children. A class can consist of 30 kids, overwhelming for any parent. So even if a teacher has good intentions, he or she will not be able to keep things fair between the children. Schools will always be a place of higher unfairness for the children simply because teachers are expected of more than they can realistically deliver. Now let's look at another aspect. Let's think of all the kids being forced to go to this artificially created environment. You end up with a bunch of kids in one place. Kids are not like adults. Kids are still developing. They don't understand a lot of things due to not being fully developed and should not be exposed to things they can't handle. Because being exposed to stressful things that they aren't able to handle results in trauma. We have pretty tolerant, understanding, and patient societies in many parts of the world. Arguably, most of them are. The exceptions might be gangs, some kinds of weird organizations, and individual rude people. But kids are not like these generally friendly societies. Kids can be rude without knowing they are rude. Kids can be hurtful without knowing they are hurtful. In short, most kids are not fully aware what effect their actions have on the other kid. But I guess they gotta learn somewhere. Why not in school? An environment full of kids of different age groups forced to occupy the same rooms and interact with each other with poor supervision. Putting it this way doesn't sound so good, does it? You can have some nice kids, don't get me wrong, even if small misunderstandings happen and a kid gets offended from time to time, that's still acceptable. But you always get some mean kid from troubled families. These kids have been traumatized at home by their family, not treating them right, not giving them the love and care every child deserves. And these traumatized kids go to school and spread their trauma like a virus to their classmates. Bullies is a typical, far too common thing in schools. Bullying a defenseless kid doesn't teach it to deal with others, set goals, and get things done. Overwhelming a kid with forcing it to go to a place where it will get bullied for many years, almost every day, will only teach it to be less sociable, avoid people, and fear them. The more you bully, aka traumatize the child, the worse he will do as time goes on, in school and later in life. There's the bully,
his accomplices, the bullied, terrified bystanders, and indifferent bystanders. Getting picked on is very easy in school. Being different is often enough, and you don't even have to be too different. And rarely will anybody protect you there. In conclusion, I think public schools are an unhealthy, unnatural environment that facilitates the spreading of traumas from one child onto others.